Ladies and gentlemen, guys and girls, anything in between, welcome back to ACL's 5K. I'm in Maniac, joined by Mikester. We are into Game 2 of this amazing series between the Faction and Skyfire, where we saw the Faction take out our game number 1, the hard point, in a fairly convincing fashion. Now we're heading into S&D on Riot. I cannot wait to see what happens in this one, Mike.
Same with me. I mean, we haven't seen Riot so far yet on stream itself, so I'm really excited to see how these two teams play, especially considering that it's currently 1-0 to the team of the Faction. So can they maybe use that forward and continue that momentum forward, or will it be Skyfire's like wait, hold on, that's the only map you're gonna get?
Well, I know that the players in Skyfire are really good at S&D. I mean, you just have to look at their lineup: Azzy, Bundo, Quins, and Dean. Bundo and Quins, especially, they've got the experience of going to the Call of Duty champs over in LA, and of course with Azzy and Dean on their side as well. Do not underestimate them. But on the other side of the fence, Luca, Blue, Swifty, and also the pickup player of Buzzo from this one, Captain of Mind Freak, obviously coming 6th over at the Call of Duty champs himself. I can't really call this one. We did see over in the respawn that hard point, these guys from the Faction looking really strong. But as you can see here, they're currently down. It's 2-1, two players up versus 1, with SKF looking like they've got the advantage here. Swifty, the only one left alive, Mike.
He does see one player there over to the bottom of green as well. He's going to pull out the Moors, and he does see a player on the bomb. He goes for the shot. We'll be able to take Dean down, making it now into a 1v1 situation. Bundo does have this bomb as well, and I do believe he's going for this plant. Yes, he is Swifty. He's going to be maybe looking to poke. No, he's actually decided not go over towards it just yet, and he's going to be actually wrapping around for this one. Now, Bundo, I do believe, is on the side of first right there, as you're going to be having Swifty just slowly checking this one as plays. He's going to be inside, as we could just quickly jump over to Bundo and see where he is at. And I mean, it's still 28 seconds, still plenty of time, 7.5 seconds. Keep in mind for that defuse time, Swifty's just going to be running around. And I mean, Bundo just better really be hoping that he's going to be looking in the right direction when he comes.
Yeah, these guys just dancing around each other. It looks like they may have an altercation pretty soon. Swifty knows he's going to have to go for that bomb. He's just looking around. Unfortunately, he's looking the wrong way. Bundo might be able to get the sneak on him. Looks like this should be relatively easy for him. And look, he dashed back pretty smart. He looks like he's going to go out and get this kill. Bundo played that perfectly, Mai. He was able to get that bomb down in a 1v1 scenario. Had plenty of time. Played it really smart, very patient. He backed up wisely when he thought Swifty might have turned on him. But as soon as he saw him, jumped up. Just like that. A few shots from that handy little SMG. And 1-0 is going to be your round score to the guys of Skyfire to start this one off.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, you mentioned about him playing it smarter, and he played it cautious as well, which is what got him that round. He also got him 2 kills that entire round as well. So, definitely props to him for being able to get that round for his team. And let's jump on board now with the Faction, who have this this score for themselves.
Yeah, look, we just got to see what happens here. Swifty's going for the plant right now, and they do have the advantage with players. As I say that, he's going to take a bit of lead to the teeth there, being dropped by a shot from Quincy. Some nice shots out by him. Bundo under pressure, tried to challenge back, but Quincy's going to be taking that one as well. So that's Luca dropping as well. So we've got 2v2 at the moment, with Dean and Bundo being dropped for Skyfire. Luca and Swifty also taking a nap over on the Faction side of things. So Buzzo and Blue left alive, and Quins is now the only one up for Skyfire. That bomb still waiting to go down though. So, not too much pressure right now, but when you're in a 1v2 scenario against Buzzo and Blue, it might change things. And as you can see there, everyone knows where he is right now.
See him, of course, firing that first shot off with the Moors. Going to be poking out for a second. Player's going to be there on that green side. Goes out, gets the tags, though, and he's not going to be too happy about that. 1-1 becomes the score count, but I mean, look at Buzzin here. He stood his ground. He got shot off. The recall happened a little bit. Still able to pick off the kill. And I mean, he's going to be having a little bit of a grin on his face after that one.
Yeah, Buzzo would be. I'm pretty sure I can hear Quinn's raging from here,
yes,
from our studio, because I feel he'd be a little bit dirty after that one. I wouldn't blame him, But hey, that's what happens with the Moors. It's not a guaranteed one shot. So unfortunately for him, Buzzo was able to stay alive and then take him down in return, which ties things up here in our round score 1 apiece. Now we've got Azzy from Skyfire running OBJ. Quinn is going to pick up the first kill of the round over on Blue, and Azzy unfortunately was hitting nothing but dumpster as he was going to be then taken down. And as you can see here, a couple of kills back and forth. He's going to leave Swifty once again all alone for the Faction squad, and he just got 1 kill there on Quins. So he started the 1v3. It's now a 1v2. Let's see if he can finish this one off.
Let's see, indeed, of course, Dean does have that bomb. Swifty, though, we're going to stick on board with him, as you mentioned, for that added clutch factor. But, I mean, he's still going to be circling with this Maul. He spots one, and he didn't shoot. He was just trying to drag scope that one. Didn't really work out to the end that he probably would have liked it to be either way, and it does seem like the bomb should be getting planted somewhat soon. He was a little bit hesitant jumping over to that rooftop, and he spots a second. Player's going to be backing out. He misses the shot by a mile. The players now see him coming, or will see him coming. Shots do go out through the side, though. Didn't react to them, strangely enough. It does seem like he had a little bit of tunnel vision going on, but I mean, 2-1, and SKF playing that one good.
Yeah, we were sticking with him for added clutch factor, but I think you were selling something we didn't stock, unfortunately. Swifty was very promptly taken down. Bundo, great positioning by him, doing the old bait and switch with the player who was running straight down that street. So 2-1 is now going to be the score. Skyfire in front, only by 1 round. 1 round is still better than being down 1 round. So we're going to be starting things off now here with Swifty running OBJ once again for the faction squad. And again, it's going to be an A push. He does have that thermal Maws once again. Gets the tag. It is Tag City right here on Riot. No one able to, unfortunately, finish off those kills with those Maul shots. Swifty is going to have his teammate backing him up at the bottom of the stairs there, so he's going to feel pretty comfortable putting this plant down. So that's going to be going down. It's going to be up to Bundo, Dean, and Azzy to respond.
3v4 situation, though, for these guys right here. Rooftop rumble a little bit. Players drop from both these sides. 2v3 it now becomes. SKF over onto the 2-3 for the faction. Up the stairs, though, to tie things back up will be Dean, as he does take down Blue, but Bundo also gets dropped by Buzzin. So it's now a 1v2, getting shot in the side. The faction, I mean, they're playing a little bit of a catch-up game at the moment, but they've done it successfully. It now becomes 2-2. Now, Amaniac, I need to ask you this. We've seen kills being traded, got a couple of high-standing players out, a couple of underperforming players as well for this, this high-caliber pool of players, I guess you'd call it. But who's really been highlighting the most for you at this current stage?
Right now, I mean, if we're talking about for this particular map, I'd have to say Buzzo, not just because of his stats, which he is going 5 for 2, but he just seems to be in the right place at the right time for his team. And at the same time, Swifty, he's going even money, but he also got that plant down. On the other side, I'd have to give it to Bundo. Yes, he was ironically just dropped very early here in this particular round, but Bundo's been coming clutch for his team where he has to. So if I had to pick 2 players for this map, Buzzo and Bundo are definitely the ones to keep an eye out for.
It would have only made the moment that much sweeter if Buzzin also did drop when you were talking about him, and then swap over to Buzzin as to Bundo. But it's still it's a 1v3 situation once again. SKF not looking too great these last 2 rounds for themselves, because not due to anything that they've done, but rather due to the fact that the faction have just been playing an amazing Call of Duty map right here. And I mean, you're going to be seeing them now getting that 2nd consecutive round for themselves. They will now take the lead. They're halfway there to the map as well. And I mean, you got to keep in mind they already took out map number 1 as well. So if they can continue this forward, being a best of 5 series, I mean, definitely looking good. Yeah,
they're looking good after that one. I mean, it's good to see finally a 2 in a row here. So great stuff there by Swifty. He's on that 2-point streak, 6 for 4 himself. Now we're going to be heading into round number 6 right now. And, of course, on the attack is going to be the guys of the faction. So we might jump over and check out who's going to be coming from their side. You've got Swifty running OBJ. Bundo is who we're following with right now. One of the guys who I said to keep an eye out for, he does have that variable zoom, Moore's out. He was just going to see if anyone was poking up those stairs, and he's going to get smacked in the face for it. Luca getting angry. Swifty also in the back is going to be getting a headshot over on Azzy, but in return, Quinn's going to pick up a kill. Swifty is also going to fall to Quinns as well. That is some great stuff there by Quinns. A big 2-piece as Quinns and Dean were the ones left alive there. And then, as you saw it, the guys from Skyfire able to answer back just like that, Mike.
That they did. I mean, I'm looking at it this way. I'm looking at, the guys from Skyfire started off good at the very beginning of the game. The faction catch up. The faction took the lead. Now Skyfire catching back up in their own right. But it's been going so close that I think you can even take away that element. And regardless of the order of the rounds, it could have been 3 for 3, and the scoreline still would have been the same. Yeah, no, I totally agree, Mike. I'd just also like to point out that it was Quinns who got that final kill cam. So he got 3 of those kills there in that round, just 1 off the ace, which would have been extraordinary. Quinns, a great player in his own right. He did really well at champs on the world stage, and you can see here stepping up for his new team Skyfire. He's now rocking this IMR, and unfortunately he wasn't able
to save Dean and Azzy, who took a fall very early on, but his teammate Bundo is able to get Swifty down in response. So we've got a 3 versus 2 situation. Quins and Bundo are a little disadvantaged right now. However, they could still make this work for them. Luca, Buzzo, and Blue up for the faction. 3 rounds apiece, 50 seconds left in this one for someone to make a move. Mike, you can't really get any closer than this in an S&D.
You really can't unless it became more of a 1v1 situation for a round 11 game time. I guess that would be the closest point possible. But still, Quins, I'm predicting my Gizwall brethren to make something happen right now in this play, and hopefully I don't.
You just drop Gal whenever you can, don't you?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's how it is.
It's definitely the biggest point I can ever make. So, 2v2 situation right here, and you are going to be, you're still going to be having Quincy. You can see COD Vision with, one through the walls there, but will he go and check that one? He's still checking all the other corners, so he might as well as doesn't seem to be the case, and he's going to be jumping on up. But no, that player has turned. That player, Buzzin, has turned behind. He's going to be going over to the aircon as well. Quincy spots him, and he will be able to take it. Blue's now going to be the last one alive over through the prison side. The bomb has been planted, and it's a 1v2 situation. And Maniac, I mean, you said Blue was out of this world before. Can he continue the trend? He's going to not do that.
Sorry, I was still in shock from Buzzo. I think he was playing with his eyes closed. I really expected him to, he should have been peeping out. I understand that he was trying to watch for that flank, but given that they had to put the bomb down, I really thought that he'd be looking outside of Green Air, looking down A Street, but, wasn't going to happen, and it ends up being Quins here. I'm pretty sure he's walking around with half his body torn up at the end of that kill cam, but he was able to clean that one up once again, and now we're going to be seeing the guys of, I believe that's going to be Skyfire up in front now, 4-3. Yeah, that was an interesting round to say the least.
Yeah, it's been going just back and forth between these two. The leads being shared by them both, tied back up at every turn. And I mean, you're going to be having off a break. First blood goes to Luca, who gets taken down. Of course, Quincy was the one to do so. Quincy does get taken down in retaliation there by Blue, and Bundo will take down Swifty. Now, you're going to be looking at this current situation right now. 2v3 situation. Buzzin and Blue taking on Bundo, Dean, and Azzy. Blue, Buzzin's going to be able to take down Dean, and Blue's going to be able to spot down another one, and just like that, the numbers turn. Azzy last alive. You hear the metal detector go off in the background, but Azzy just couldn't react quick enough. Gets taken down. That'll tie things back up. We're back into a tie game, and I mean, you mentioned a little bit about, you couldn't get any closer the way it was, and I did throw a little bit of lighthearted humor towards it at the end, but I mean, you're exactly right. You can't get closer than this.
No, you can't. It's gone round for round for round for round. I'm sniffing around 11 as well. So I'm really interested to see how it's going to go. Obviously, that first game, the hard point, went to the guys of the faction. Skyfire have been playing this brilliantly, I might add. Bundo and Quins have been playing out of their minds. Quins is already dropping the double digits. Here we are into round number 9. It's not the quickest double digits, but when you're up against the caliber of players, Swifty, Buzzo, Luca, and Blue, I mean, that's pretty impressive. Swifty getting that headshot over on Azzy. Buzzo is also able to pick up Dean before taking a fall himself from Quins, who I've mentioned just before. And look at this for a round. Just like that, you're now going to see that round number 9, go to our friends over at the faction, and they're now in front. And as I said, Mike, this is going round for round. Now, look, it could still go either way in the next round, but look, if history repeats itself, we're looking like Skyfire might be taking the next one, which would now send us into that round 11.
Yeah. It definitely would, but at the same time, if a team wants to break some history and make their own, then they're going to be wanting to take out this round currently as we stand round number 10 and go from there. Now, that is going to be the faction who might want to be doing such a thing, and now it opens up to a great start for getting the bomb back at the spawn.
I think it was a strategic play. We'll give them the benefit of the doubt. They'll just duking out the opposition. Luca wasn't fooled, though, and he's going to be picking up Azzy right there. So Azzy, the first one to fall here in our potentially last series here. And so that's Azzy and Blue already falling right here. And what a shot out from Buzzo. It took him a couple of times, but he's going to get it in the end. Luca also getting the stomp over on Bundo. Luca was the man who got a little angry earlier on as well. So Quins, my man, is now the only one left alive, and he needs to clutch this 1v3. Otherwise, they lose another map to the guys of the faction.
See, spots one right there. Buzzin goes for a jump over the building of glass, and player's going to be chasing him. Players had a smart move, they could either be like, okay, we'll sit back, we'll hold our corners, we'll sit back, defend the bomb, hold our setup, and then you got the other hand, you have this, and then just like, okay, let's all push him and see what happens.
Yeah, well, look, it's S&D. When you've got a 3v1, you really you just push. You push together. Like so many times you see them spread out or hold their corners or whatever, but that's when the player trying to clutch it can just pick you off one by one. The situation you want to do right there is just, look, rush him. They had different weapons at different ranges. Unfortunately, Quins couldn't really do anything about that. He was taken down there, so our final score there was 6-4 to the guys of the faction. That puts them up 2-0 here in our series, the semi-final of the ACL 5K. And what a series it's been so far. Hopefully, we can see these guys of Skyfire stay in this one.
Hopefully, I mean, we are going to be going to our map 3. It's a best of 5 series, so it's not out yet. It's not like earlier in the competition where it was a best of 3. But at the same time, we're going back over to a respawn game type, and it does seem like we are going to be starting it straight away. So no breaks here, no rest for the
Who
Ricket.
needs a break?
Because of the fact of the hosting rules, they decided to go ahead and host map number 3, the capture the flag, and we're going to be going into a retreat as well. So it's going to be an exciting one. I'm definitely excited for it. But in Maniac, I mean, we have a 2-0 scoreline right now. Do you see it being over in the next 10 minutes?
Well, it's always one of those questions, You've got on one side, you've got a very talented team here of the faction. They've got Buzzo on their side as well. They're 2-0 up in the series. They're carrying this momentum. They've won the first round, which is the respawn. They've won the S&D. We're now going into another respawn here. CTF on retreat. I mean, we could say it over and over again about these different game types. But, overall, from what I've seen, the faction are playing stronger. However, if Quins and Bundo can just get Azzy and Dean to get on their level a little bit more here today in this ACL 5K, I really feel they could stick it to the faction. But if all things remain the same, I dare say we're going to be seeing the faction 3-0.
I mean, you say that, and as he picks off 2 kills, as he opens up with the flag run as well. Moving on forward, he will get shut down at the top of the pool side, and Dean will be moving to reclaim this flag at the same time as well. We are going to be having him over onto the pool rocks. Blue has the other flag, though, and he's going to be running it all the way down through that white side of the map. As you can see, the team from SKF will respawn, and they'll try and just defend their flag as well, and no one's really focused on an attack, bar from one player. That's going to be Bundo, and let's see how he might be able to make this happen.
Yeah, he's going to be trying to do his best right here. Nade not going to be close enough to him, though. Just playing it very smart, holding his ground, peeps out, gets the tags, but he's going to be caught in a pinch, and Swifty's going to get that lead in the back. Dean trying to keep running with that flag. Blue's got it out for his team, so we've got a little bit of a stalemate. Both teams trying to challenge right now. We are on with Luca from the faction here. His teammate Blue still has that flag alive. And look at this, Dean, the flag carrier for Skyfire, the only one left, and he is going to be taken down, so that flag will be returned. Blue able to dive this one in, does the Jordan Air to slap that one down and get first points on the board here in this game. So at 3 minutes and 30 left in the half, you're going to have the guys from the faction up 1-0.
Definitely a great start for them to be in as well. Luke are going to be going for a relay capture as at the same time. Already onto the jump up. He's going to have a couple of players there to defend against him, but they're not going to make it there in time. That's going to make it 2-0. I mean, it took a while for our first capture, but since then, I mean, the second one was just flawlessly back-to-back.
Luke are busting out those parkour skills that we love to see in AEW. That's some great stuff there. I loved his movement across the map and over that pool wall. And, of course, that pool side is where you want to run it. They do have the preferred side here of this retreat map right now. So we might see things change at the half. But, with how consistently they're playing right now, 2-0 after just 2 minutes, I mean, they're doing really great.
They are, and I mean, as he was able to avoid an awkward conversation there with Bundo, as he was, with Swifty, as Bundo was able to cut him off, I do believe, and he was able to, to go on forward to get their first point on the board there from that one. Now, that being said, there's still one flag capped down. It's only been a quarter into this game, though, man. It really feels like, from the action we've seen, it's been a little bit longer. Yeah,
well, I mean, yeah, that's right. Dean is trying to make a run, though. He's trying to make something happen. He's going to be up against an angry Luca, and he's got a teammate there to take him down as well. Luca's going to be picking up that kill. So that flag carrier was taken down, so that's an easy return. Luca able to get yet another flag on the board. So that's 2 for him, and he's gone an even KD. Luca is an absolute beast, Mike. I mean, he's been playing really, really awesome, showing skill beyond his years. I mean, when doesn't this kid?
Yeah, and I mean, with that, he's gotten 2 of those flag caps. To add to that, he's gotten 5 kills as well. He might have gotten 1 more death than his kills in general, but I mean, you said it earlier, his movement was just on point as well, and you see him just being a little bit cheeky, pulling out some nice as well to get a little bit of added speed. Getting those, he knows he knows the game. He's aware of the game. He trusts his teammate as well. His teammates have been playing perfectly to cover him. And I mean, you see them 3-1, 90 seconds remaining in the half. They just need to really hold one out, but they're still playing an aggressive game. Yeah,
which is what I love to see. You know, these guys, they're good at putting on a show as well as just being amazingly skilled at this game. So we're now with Buzzo. Now this guy, he's the one with a lot of experience here. Obviously, captain of Mind Freak. He was just dropped there, unfortunately. But make sure you keep an eye on him, guys, because he can bring out the clutch plays as well. Now we're over with Blue as he gets dropped by Dean, jumping over to his teammate, though, Swifty. He's staying alive right now. He's rocking that AR. He got the even money KD as well. He was just shut down by Bundo, who's on a bit of a rage now. Dean took down Buzzo as well. So it's lighting up Blue here, but Luca is going to be shutting down that Blue streak. Tries to get that nade out, but Dino and Queens are going to be picking up kills respectively, and hopefully they can now capitalize on that. But have a look at your mini-map. This is where it's important. As he has a nice, clear run here, they held down Pool Rocks, which is exactly what you want to do. And that player up on the north side, what he's doing is keeping an eye out for that player who ran through from the cafe, which is exactly what you need to do. That was an amazing setup for Skyfire, and that was a textbook cap here on retreat.
Not only that, but they will bring the captures down to only one cap the difference. With that, they also, after completing that capture, able to get a team down, allowing them to try and set up for the future, allowing them for Queens to try and make this run. Now, the flags, unfortunately, did get returned back to base, but it was a valiant effort. That's going to conclude the half, though, with these scores. Blue's not going to make it back in time to make any sort of impact, and he does get taken down. So that's going to be the half at 3-2. Now, the side's going to swap. We're going to have another 5 minutes, but, I mean, SKF really just weren't having their heads in the game just then in that first half. It didn't seem. They might have had a couple of plays here and there, but all in all, it wasn't the fighting spirit that we have seen them play in the earlier couple of maps. With this, they started picking off in the end, and I do feel that this second half could be extremely different to the first.
I was going to say, Mike, because I'm glad you added that final bit, because they really did pick up in the last, 60 to 90 seconds, and that's where they were able to get that extra cap. I mean, one flag is really nothing when you've got 5 minutes. Yeah, it could be argued you're up against the faction plus Buzzo. I mean, that's a pretty scary combo. But these guys of Skyfire, if they can just pull it together, they have the skill, they've got the talent, they've got the experience. They can really do this and pull it back and stay in this series. Now, I really feel it's on them. This is the faction's game to lose. It really is. Not only because they're in front and it's only one flag, but they've just been out playing these guys from Skyfire. So it's on Skyfire for them to come back. As he's been stepping up, Dean's been stepping up, and it's actually Bundo and Quins, who were the stars of the last couple of games, have been lagging behind a little bit. So as a joint effort between all four players, if they can just bring it together, I really feel they have the potential to come back.
I definitely feel the exact same way right here. 3-2, of course, still being this scoreline. We do have Luca on your screen being able to pick off one here at the hotel. He's going to be rotating forward, of course, to the turtle side as well as he picks up the flag. Going to have two players to contend with him. He's going to sort of slide past a couple of grenades, play a little bit of limbo, and fall to his death.
Yeah, I mean, that was a little bit of a ruthless play from Luca. Let's put it nicely. And he was going to be shut down for that one. As you can see here, Buzzo is just playing D right now. You can't play much more of a turret role than that. He's got his AR out, just pointed towards that flag. And, looks like he might be rewarded with that, as you can probably see on the north side of your map. We are with Luca, though, as that was where the action was. And he's still going to be trying to make a run now. He was going to take some lead in the back. And as you can see, this flag was popped. But look at the clutch timing. He dove for that, knowing that his teammate was going to get the return. And tell me you cannot get better timing than that. I didn't even see that flag appear.
Yeah, he just slid in the exact moment. His team's like, you know what, go for it. We've got you covered. And they followed through on that promise. They're able to make it 4-2. Now, you mentioned one flag cap the difference with 5 minutes of action isn't too much. Now it's 2 points the difference with only 3 minutes remaining. Should they be getting worried?
They should be getting worried, but at the same time, look at that relay that we saw for the first couple of points from the guys at the faction. They got 2 flag caps in the space of 20, 30 seconds. It was amazingly quick, blisteringly fast. And I mean, again, the potential's there for Skyfire to do it. They just really need to come together as a group, get their lanes open, get their turret, whoever's running their AR, to open that poolside lane and just go for a run. Watch out for the spawners, cover the cuts. I make it sound easy. It's a lot harder than this against the team, but that's exactly what they need to do. Lock it down, get that lane, and run it in. And, if you can run as fast as Luca, that's also pretty handy.
Yeah, it definitely is right there. 2 players left up, though, for the faction, including Luke. Luca, but he's, unfortunately his teammates get taken down in that process. Luca's going to be a little bit sneaky though. He's going to see these plays and he's going to just let them run, let them be on their way and react to go to take out their flag carrier. And he's going to be able to do so, get the return, playing it smart, looking for more kills, being able to get 2 more. But there's going to be the last one alive. And I mean, SKF are just going to be kicking themselves right there because they let Luca just go straight into their own territory. It wasn't even on their side of the map, really, like on their flag base. It was more just over onto that pool side where they were, where 3 of their players were waiting.
All I know is I'd be raging so hard if I was on SKF right now. Luca with the dirty but smart plays, Mike. Such a smart play. He not only got that return, as you saw, 2 kills as well, and now Blue's almost home free right now. He's just messing around with these guys at the moment. He's able to get that kill while having the flag in his back pocket. I mean, 1 minute 25, 2-5 is your scoreline. He can really just take his time right now. It is a bit of a stalemate. That's why he's been trying to dance around on the defense. As you can see there, it's going to be Azzy on the other side of the map with the flag, but Swifty, who we're just on board with, is able to get the return, and just like that, look at that. The flag went straight in with just over a minute left. 6-2. I'm pretty confident in saying that that's all she wrote for the guys of Skyfire. The faction are going to be going through a 3-0 style here in the semi-final of the ACL 5K. They're going to be heading into our grand final for those very, very juicy 5,000 MLG Pro Points. That's what we love to see here. And might I add also, Mike, that they just got another cap on the board, 7-2 with 40 seconds left.
Yeah, and I mean, 7-2 wasn't what I was thinking coming into this match. I wasn't thinking that it was going to be this, this more of a capture-based game. I was definitely thinking it was going to be low scoring and being very, very close, but they decided to prove me wrong. But it is, the faction, we mentioned, they had a little bit of a trickier search and destroy compared to this one. They didn't want to play any more catch-up games. They wanted to put the game completely in their control. They did just that. And I mean, they're going to be, once again, advancing to the grand final. They'll be taking either the team of Avant T1 or the team of Fire Up, which consists of Carnage, Zeus, Jazen, and Pred. So a little bit maybe of a pickup team there, or maybe a land team coming up. Who knows? But they're going to be playing one of them. Top 4, the team of SKF have to be happy, I guess, with tied third.
I'd be extremely excited to see him face either of those teams, really. I mean, I'd love to see where Zeus ended up. Zeus, of course, for those players at home who may not know him, he played on the Ignition squad, the NZ team, for the Asia Pacific regional final for the Call of Duty Champs this year. I mean, he's a great player in his own. Of course, a couple of players that he's picked up for that squad, I've heard of a few of them, and I know that they're pretty impressive players themselves. I mean, and then, of course, who doesn't know Avant?
T1.
Yeah, Avant T1. So it's going to be exciting either way, but just to wrap up this series here, we saw the faction come through 3-0ing the guys over at Skyfire. They came through, they've made it to the round of 4, and they're going to pick up a whole bunch of MLG points themselves. I think it's 3,000, someone may correct me there. But they've done really well to get this far. I mean, you can't really argue getting through to the semi-final. But of course, it is all about the faction right now. They've made it through to the grand final.
I mean, with that, as you mentioned, it's going to be an interesting matchup either way for that. But I mean, the faction have just have made it through. Have had a tongue-tied. Take a breather.
Mate, yeah, I can't blame you. I mean, it's an exciting series.
Exactly, and they're going to be able to have the chance to just get those 5,000 pro points. And I mean, with the MLG Championship at the end of the year, every single point counts.
Yeah, and of course, ACL Brisbane, where these points go towards your seeding for that one. The better you seed, the better chance you have against going up against maybe the not-so-talented teams, but still great in their own right, I'm sure. Teams at ACL Brisbane, giving yourself a better opportunity of getting further in that bracket, not only for more points, but also for that those dollars, man. You got to get them to pay for those trips.
So dollars specifically.
Oh, look, the conversion rate of them is still pretty low, I've heard. However, we're going to be getting suited up and ready for our grand final. So, of course, we just saw the faction take down the guys of Skyfire 3-0. I'm Maniac, joined by Mike. So we're going to be back right after this break.